Hey, everybody. I have created a Patreon account for the podcast. Let me be emphatic. The podcast, the reels, the YouTube videos, the content, that will always be free. That's never going to change. After all, the F in Foam Ed stands for free. You've heard me say that doing this podcast has become an on-the-side, unpaid, full-time job, which I'm fine with. I love doing it. If I didn't like doing it, or if it became too much of a chore, I'd stop. Putting out this free content isn't breaking my bank account by any stretch, but it does cost money. I have to pay for a podcasting platform, a recording program, and a few other subscriptions for editing programs to create content like the reels, graphics, YouTube videos, etc. Any money that I have made off the podcast, and I am not bullshitting you, I'm being totally honest here, like money I've made from the merch or the books, it's gone right back into the podcast, whether it's buying a new microphone, a camera, or adding to this basement studio that you see here. I am not one of these douchebags who's trying to get rich off of social media. I'm not trying to be able to take my social media pot of gold and retire like the Hawk Tuah girl. I'm a working stiff just like you, and I always will be. After all, hard work is good work. So like many other podcasters and content creators, I made a Patreon account. A World's Okayest Medic Patreon subscription is $3 a month. That's it. That's cheaper than a Red Bull, a latte, or a can of Zyn. By joining, you are helping me to be able to put out what I think is some pretty fire content. Now, we live in a transactional society. I am very cognizant of that. What do you, the Patreon subscriber, get out of your $3 other than the satisfaction and the warmth in your heart of knowing that you're helping to contribute to this podcast that, thanks to all of you, has gotten bigger than I ever dreamed? I put out a lot of content. Again, that will always be free. I'm not going to, at least for now, be putting out any exclusive content like a subscriber-only podcast or early access to material. Also, no feet pictures, no nudes. What I do think that I'm going to do to give back to those who sign up is a subscriber-exclusive virtual happy hour every month. I think that would actually be a lot of fun. Once I get this up and running and figure out how to do everything with the platform, I'll let the subscribers know when they will be. I will put out a schedule. Don't worry, I'm still going to do the Instagram lives, but those come in spurts and they're often spur of the moment when I have nothing else to do. The Patreon virtual happy hours will be monthly, and we will all have the ability to hang out and talk, which you don't get to do with Instagram Live. Also, you'll get prime access to DMs. Now, I'm not in love with being like that with the DMs. However, you've heard me say many times that managing the Instagram DMs, now that I have 30,000 plus followers, has gotten to be a lot. I still do it. I love interacting with everyone, and I'm going to keep responding to the DMs when I can, but I just can't give them the attention like I used to, and keeping up with them is harder and harder. Patreon has a messaging ability. Subscribers will get priority access for DMs. You want to message me about a case you had, a question, a scenario, or you want to vent about a bad boss or whatever, you'll get priority access. So that's what I have. If you can contribute $3 a month, I'd really appreciate it. I already appreciate you. I love you. If you don't want to subscribe or you can't swing it, no worries at all. We're still here for you. This podcast ain't going anywhere. And to drive the point home, the content will always be free. So the link is in my bio. And as always, thank you. I will talk to you soon.